Hey guys, so this is the Rekon6. Basically it's a 6-inch version of the Rekon5. Since both are identical except the arms, I will not go through all the details of the frame again, but focus on the up and down sides of 6-inch versus 5-inch on this platform. And right away, I would say the biggest advantage is that obviously you do have a larger disk area and you're able to carry more load without impacting the noise level and flight characteristics. So one way you can use this extra payload is to carry full-size GoPros. I tested this with a Hero 9, so basically the biggest and heaviest action cam that we do put on FPV quads, and it carries it without any issues. Still, I don't think that carrying a full GoPro in combination with this quad makes a lot of sense. It's an ultralight concept, and it just makes more sense to keep it light and stick with a naked GoPro while using the extra carrying capacity for a bigger battery. So what you see here is a self-built 4000 mAh 4S lithium-ion pack with 21700 Samsung cells. And even when not flying super efficiently, you can get close to 30 minutes of flight times and roughly 20 kilometers of flight distance with this setup. So if you're looking to really push the limits of an analog 5.8 gigahertz video system going to around 10 kilometers one way, the Rekon6 is clearly the better option overall because you will get this faster cruising speed and longer flight time and therefore increased overall range compared to the 5-inch. But also you will clearly lose a bit of agility and freestyle capability, although this still flies really fine and can be flown aggressively. Alright, now let's take a closer look at the motors themselves. It is a 2105.5 size stator, so slightly scaled up compared to the 2004 that is on the 5-inch, so it's 1 millimeter wider and 1.5 millimeters taller, and it only comes in a 1500 kV version, which is intended to be used with 4S lithium ion. So 1500 really sounds like a 6S kV, and the quad can be used with 6S batteries. However, using this quad for powerful and fast flying really doesn't make too much sense, so the low kV was not chosen to be used with 6S, but really to limit the maximum amp draw when using lithium-ion cells and to maximize motor efficiency. So what you might already have noticed is that this motor does have a new mounting standard. This is a 2mm shaft with a little nut and two sort of aluminum notches holding the prop. So usually I'm really not a fan of creating new standards, but this one does have a considerable advantage for long-range flying because it really secures the prop very well and there's no danger of it actually falling off in flight in some way. Because if we look at T-mount, for example, the props are just really held in place by two M2 screws, and if those get loose during flight, well, you'll lose the prop, it'll just fall off and your quad will crash and possibly be completely lost. And now with a 5mm shaft, you have a real danger that the prop nut gets loose and the prop is basically spinning freely on the shaft and doesn't produce any thrust anymore. And luckily this never happened to me, but it must be a horrible feeling to try to fly back on a long-range flight and have a loose prop and really notice how your quad is struggling to stay in the air. So here with this new 2mm mounting standard, as you can see, even with a very loose nut here, these aluminum thingies there are still holding the prop and preventing it from spinning freely, so you could fly home like this without much of an issue, even if the thing is completely loose basically, unless this really falls or not really falls off completely. By the way, if you're building your own Rekon6 based on the frame kit and you're looking for motor options, there is one other option I would consider, and that is the Flywoo 2303.5 motor. It's 1750 kV, so you'll have more power and punch, especially at lower throttle, but you will sacrifice a bit of flight time and efficiency. So, but it's one option you can look at if you really want a bit more power on 4S. So bottom line, the 6-inch is the best choice if you're really looking for extreme flight distance and time, so meaning over 6 or 7 kilometers in over 20 minutes. This is what this platform can achieve. It's really completely focused on efficiency and long range, and therefore will be a little bit less versatile than the 5-inch. And if you're interested in getting a Rekon quad, check out the links below. Everything is listed in the video description. And last but not least, thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.